I first met Lyra on a rainy night at the edge of town. The kind of night when streetlights blur into ghosts and the world feels too quiet for comfort. I was driving back from my night shift at the observatory, my mind still replaying the telescope data of a strange cosmic anomaly we'd detected the week before. When my headlights caught her figure standing alone on the roadside, soaked and shivering, I pulled over without thinking twice. She looked out of place. Not just lost, but displaced, as if the world itself had forgotten where to put her. Her clothes were strange. Silvery fabric that clung to her skin and shimmered faintly, even under the weak streetlight. "Do you need a ride?" I asked through the rain. She turned her face toward me, and for a heartbeat I couldn't breathe. Her eyes were unlike any I'd ever seen. Not blue, not green, but some unearthly mixture, swirling like liquid crystal. "Yes," she said softly. "I don't know where I am." I assumed she was confused, maybe injured. I offered her my jacket and helped her into the car. "Name's Alex," I said, trying to sound casual as I started driving. "Where were you headed?" "I don't know," she murmured. "I was falling." That word made me glance at her. "Falling?" She nodded. "From the sky." I laughed awkwardly. "You mean like a plane crash?" But she didn't answer. She just looked out the window, rain streaking her reflection into ghostly shapes. Part 1: The Girl Who Fell from the Stars. I let her crash at my apartment that night. She didn't seem dangerous, just lost. I gave her some of my clothes, a hoodie and jeans that hung loosely on her, and made her tea. She studied everything around her with quiet fascination. The steam from the cup, the flicker of the TV, even the sound of the rain on the window. When I asked where she was from, she said, "Far away. A place you can't see yet." She spoke in perfect English, but every now and then her tone slipped, like someone translating thoughts rather than words. For the next few days she stayed. She slept little, and sometimes I'd find her on the balcony at dawn, staring up at the stars. When I asked what she was looking for, she'd whisper, "Home." My friends teased me when they found out. "So you just let a random girl live with you?" my colleague Nina said. "What if she's crazy?" "She's not crazy," I insisted. But truthfully, I wasn't sure. There was something strange about her. The way lights flickered when she was upset, or how she could predict storms before the weather report did. Once, I accidentally touched her hand, and a static shock jolted us both, strong enough to knock over a coffee mug. Still, I liked having her around. She was kind, curious, and strangely wise. She asked about human things, why we work so hard, why we hurt each other, why we looked at the stars but never went far enough. And she loved the night sky. Every evening, she'd drag me up to the observatory's rooftop, where the telescope stood like a metal sentinel. "What do you see?" I'd ask. "Possibility," she'd whisper. Part 2: The Signal. A week after she arrived, my boss called an emergency meeting. The anomaly we'd been tracking, a strange rhythmic pulse from a deep space region near the Triangulum galaxy, had changed. The signals were accelerating, forming a coded pattern. "It's not random," Dr. Mendez said, projecting data on the screen. "It's structured, almost like language." That night I told Lyra about it, half jokingly. "You'd love this. We might have found aliens." She froze. Her expression tightened. "What kind of signal?" When I described it, the frequency, the repeating intervals, her face went pale. "That's not a message," she said. "It's a call." I frowned. "A call?" She nodded slowly. "It's the sound of summons. The old frequencies of my people." I stared at her, confused. "Your people?" Lyra looked at me with eyes that seemed suddenly older, heavier. "Alex, I didn't just fall from the sky. I escaped. The pulse you detected. It means they found me. I laughed nervously, thinking she was joking, but the air around her began to shimmer faintly, like heat waves bending light. Her voice deepened, layered with a strange echo. You wouldn't believe the truth if I showed you. Try me, I said. And then she did. Part 3, The Revelation, started with light, brilliant, shifting, blinding. Her human disguise melted away like dust in sunlight. Beneath it, I saw a form that defied description. Luminous skin etched with faint, glowing patterns like constellations. Hair that shimmered with galaxies. Eyes burning with 1,000 stars. I staggered back. What are you? I am Lyra Kelzarin, she said softly. High Queen of the Astral Dominion. Sovereign of the 9 systems of Alicia. The words made no sense, and yet, something in me believed her. She looked at me with sadness. I ruled an empire built on light and conquest. My people spread through galaxies, devouring worlds in the name of order. But I could no longer bear what we had become. I rebelled against my own council, freed the subjugated worlds, and they declared me a traitor. So you ran, I whispered. Yes. I hid among your kind, where no one would think to look. The glow around her dimmed until she looked almost human again. You must not tell anyone, she said urgently. If they trace the signal to this world, they'll come. And when they come, Earth will burn. Part 4, The Hunt. Over the next few days, things spiraled out of control. The pulse grew stronger, and strange phenomena began appearing across the globe. Magnetic storms, satellites malfunctioning, reports of glowing objects in orbit. At the observatory, military agents suddenly appeared, demanding access to our data. They claimed the signal was a potential national security threat. Lyra stayed hidden, but she was growing weaker. They're close, she told me. Their seekers can track my essence. The more I stay, the more danger I bring. I wanted to protect her, but how do you protect someone from an intergalactic empire? Then one night, the sky tore open. It wasn't thunder. It was a rupture, a swirling rift above the clouds, glowing with violet fire. From it descended sleek, obsidian ships like shards of night. Lyra's face hardened. They've found me. I grabbed her hand. We have to run. She hesitated. If I flee again, they'll raise this planet to find me. The only way to save your world is to end this. End it how? By surrendering, or by destroying the gateway. Part 5. The decision. We fled to the observatory, the only place with equipment capable of amplifying the energy she needed. The power grid flickered as we rerouted the system to her design. Outside, the alien ships descended like vultures, their weapons lighting up the clouds. Once the energy surge begins, she said, the rift will collapse. But it will consume everything within its radius, including me. I felt my chest tighten. No, there has to be another way. She smiled faintly. You're kind, Alex. You treated me like an ordinary girl when no one else would. That's why I chose this world. Because of people like you. The power meters spiked. Lightning danced along the observatory's tower. She stepped into the center of the room, her body glowing brighter and brighter, until she looked like a living star. The comm system crackled with alien voices, harsh, metallic tones demanding her surrender. Lyra looked at me one last time. Do not remember me as a queen, she said. Remember me as the girl who loved your sky. Then she raised her hands. The light exploded. Part 6. Aftermath. When I woke, the observatory was in ruins. The sky was clear, impossibly clear. No ships, no rift, nothing. It was as if the invasion had never happened. Emergency crews found me half buried under debris. They said it was a gas explosion. The government sealed the site, erased all records of the event, confiscated every trace of our data. But I knew the truth. At night, I'd climb to the roof of what was left of the observatory and stare at the stars. For weeks, I searched for any sign of her. A pulse, a flicker, anything. Then one evening, the telescope picked up something faint. A single signal buried in the cosmic noise. Not from deep space this time, but from within our own solar system. Voice. Soft, distorted. Alex. The stars remember you. And then it was gone. Part 7 Epilogue. The sky beyond years passed. The world moved on, unaware of how close it had come to annihilation. I became the director of the new orbital observatory, built on the ruins of the old one. Sometimes during long nights, I'd watch the heavens and think of her, the girl who fell from the stars and taught me that the universe isn't made of matter and void, but of choices. Then, one night, as I monitored a region near the outer edge of the solar system, I saw it, a light moving faster than any known ship, shimmering like her aura. It pulsed once, twice, in the same rhythmic pattern I'd once decoded from that first signal. Farewell. Or maybe, a promise. I smiled, whispering into the empty air. Goodbye, Lyra. The telescope beeped, confirming the light had vanished beyond the event horizon of recorded space. But even now, when I close my eyes, I can still hear her voice. Calm, distant, eternal. Look up, Alex. The stars are never far.